Okay, so Hidden Connection, if her form cycle holds, she should win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies by about, 14, 15 lengths after
That'd be great for me. I just want to win by nose.
Yeah, talk about that. She won, I think, 7.5 lengths her first start, 9.5 her second start in the Pocahontas. On the one hand, you could say, well, she's never really been tested in a dogfight. On the other hand, she's got to be very high on herself, I would think.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's got a lot of confidence. We have a lot of confidence in her as well. We had high expectations of her first time we ran her, and then you go from a 5.5 million race at Colonial to a greatest stakes going 2 turns at Churchill, a little different deal, and we still had a lot of confidence going in that race, and she did perform up to our expectations, and obviously you don't ever expect to win a graded stake here by 9.5 in her second out, but she just has dominated both those fields and done it very easily. I don't have enough good things to say about her. She showed up early in the training when we first got her, and she showed up in the afternoons, and she's continued to train very well up to this point.
And talk about her work yesterday.
We got just what we wanted. I told Ray Lou to go somewhere around 101, 102. Didn't want anything real serious. Wanted to gallop out, work 5/8, gallop out 3/4. Sometimes the jocks don't hit the numbers quite like you want, and I didn't know what we were going to get, but I was very, very happy. I caught her in a minute flat, out in 13 and change, and the clockers caught her in a minute and 4/5. So we got pretty much what we wanted. It was a real relaxed, effortless work. Just let her stretch her legs and bounce back good.
What about Ray Lou? He's been actually around quite a while, ridden at a lot of tracks, but just this could be sort of his breakthrough horse.
Yeah, I think he's a lot more experienced rider than a lot of people know, and he's ridden in some big races. Ridden in a classic race for Steve. He's pretty seasoned, and I think he's an up-and-coming star in the game in the coming years.
How did you start using him?
He was moved his tack to Texas last winter. I first got introduced to him at Sam Houston Race Park, and he rode a few there, and then he started riding more for me at Lone Star. And then this summer he kind of started following us around a little bit, and he came to Colonial, and then we shipped him around here and there to ride.
So he came to Colonial to ride for you?
Well, I don't know if he came to ride for me, but at that time he was riding a couple of tracks. He was riding when Remington started. He was riding Remington. He'd fly up there on the off days. He was riding Finger Lake some on the off days. He won the New York Oaks for Todd at Finger Lake. So he was just traveling a lot this summer.
And you said his dad is a trainer at Finger Lakes. Is that kind of like being, they talk about coaches' sons in like basketball and football, and sometimes they're just sort of different types of players. Is there such a thing as a jockey being a trainer's son that distinguishes them?
I don't know what kind of bearing it had on Ray, because he got to see it all, but he went on to go to college and got a degree and wanted to be a physical therapist. And so I think he got to see all sides of it and still wanted to go get an education and do something different. And then he kind of ended up back being a jock.
Well, maybe I should ask you this. Is there a difference that manifests itself, a jockey that has a college degree and those that don't?
I'm not sure. Sometimes these jocks need to know from the ground up in this game, and I think that's probably at this point in time helps him more than anything. His dad being a trainer, understanding horses. I'm sure his education, being able to speak to people, has helped him in some spots too. But probably his dad bringing him up and him being around the barn a lot's helped him a lot.
Yeah. So he's got the formal education and also the University of Hard Knocks.
Absolutely. So he's got a pretty good understanding of the whole game.
And finally, to tie a bow on this, getting back to the Juvenile Fillies, Echo Zulu, I'm guessing will be the favorite. She's unbeaten, won a couple grade ones. How much are you looking forward to seeing where you stack up with her and where she stacks up with you?
Well, she's definitely a deserving favorite. I've watched all of her races closely and been a big fan of hers. Filly that can run that fast early and carry her speed, very impressive. Our filly's been no less impressive either. So yeah, it's we're looking forward to it. I mean, there's a very good group of fillies in that division. I think we're one of them, and just looking for a fair trip. Hope we all get lucky and have a safe, clean trip and let the best one win.
And final question, how do we know how good your filly might be? Like I said, when she's winning, by open links.
Yeah, like you say, she's never been in a dogfight, so you really don't know. Hopefully that'll move her forward. I don't think you ever know till they really get one of those battles, but she seems unaffected by anything. Looks like she'll do anything you want, and hopefully she takes a step forward.